And that takes me to the last thing that I wanted to touch on, and it's just that family. Um, like I said, me and my wife had planned on moving from Virginia to North Carolina so that I could further my education. And as things would have it, we ended up getting pregnant. And so we just had so much going on in 2016. It didn't make any sense. I graduated with my master's. We were moving, trying to buy a house. We were pregnant. I was trying to get into a school so that I can pursue PhD. It was just trying to find a job. It was a lot going on in 2016, and I'm not a person who gets really stressed, but it was crazy. And even when we moved, it was crazy. And even to this point, it's still crazy. But the Lord has been providing every step of the way. I think one of my strong suits is um, just I have an understanding of who God is, but just applying it practically. I believe when we were in Virginia, and those who are married know the luxury of that two incomes is a beautiful thing. And so I'll speak for myself. Comfort became an idol for me, where we were comfortable. We had bought a car, paid off the car, was saving a lot of money every month so that we could put a down payment down for a house. So we were good. We were really good. And so when we decided to move, I knew I had to get a job first, and then hopefully my wife would get a job soon after. And it didn't work out that way. It took some time before she could get a job, but even when she got a job, she was so far along in the pregnancy that she only worked it for like a month and a half. And so we had our daughter, Autumn, in August 15th. And since then, she's been out of work. And so going from two incomes to one income is no joke. So we had to cut back on a lot of things, and use pretty much all of our savings. And we weren't, going hungry or anything like that, but it was very, very uncomfortable. And it kind of still is. And so we're just like getting to the point where it's like, hey, you're going to have to go back to work. And so just wanting to find a job, just not knowing what's going to happen, just surviving simply on my income alone. So just a lot of uncertainty, a lot of just, man, I don't know what's going to happen. And so it was a growing process, and it still is. And so she's been looking for a job since like late last year, and she finally got one. And so she actually starts working on Tuesday. And so she ended up getting a job. And so we're extremely grateful for that. And not only that, because that's just one piece of the puzzle. Now that we have a kid, we have to find childcare. And anyone who has a child knows it's crazy ridiculous how expensive childcare is. And I know we just had an election, but it's like, I bet you would like win in a landslide if you took the position that parents who stay at home with children should get paid. Because it's a full-time job. It's a 24-hour job. I don't know how single parents do it. I don't know. I don't know how they do it. Have a new look on just being a single parent, because it's no joke. Just with two parents, just having to manage just one child is no easy task. So, being a single parent, I can't imagine. So even though my wife found a job, we still needed to find childcare. And so we kind of knew that in the back of our mind. So I was talking with my job to see if I can alter my schedule where I could work 4 days a week, 10-hour shifts, and have 3 days off. And thank God they worked with me. So I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, which I'm pretty sure to most of you is like, oh my goodness. And I didn't even tell you the hours yet, but it's 11 a.m. to, 12 p.m. To 11 p.m. So a 10-hour shift, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And it's not as bad as you think it is. But it allows me to have off Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday so I can stay at home and watch my daughter. And we just need childcare for Monday and Friday. So hopefully that kind of offsets the cost. And again, God comes through again. And we found childcare. And not only did we find childcare, it's literally walking distance from our apartment complex. I don't know if you remember, I was saying earlier, we did not get the house that we wanted to buy. And so God allowed us to find this apartment complex. The apartment complex was literally up the street from the hospital. And not only that, it's like 7 minutes from church. And then now that we found daycare, I could walk to the daycare to drop Autumn off. And so just how God orchestrated all of that. Because like I said, I can tell you back and forth about God's sovereignty and teach you the truths from Scripture, but it doesn't mean anything. Like, God never marveled at someone's theology. He marveled at their faith. And that was an area of weakness for me, if I'm going to be honest, because like I said, I've been comfortable for the majority of my life. And not that it was anything like crazy. We weren't living in a shoebox or something like that, but it was rough, when you're just so used to just a regiment of how things happen. And then you're like, man, I don't know if this bill going to get paid. Gotta make sure we keep the lights on and have food. To that point, and you start, man, God, I need you to show up. And it's like, it's usually in those times when we look to God. We generally don't look to God in times of prosperity, just only in times of poverty. And it shouldn't be that case. We should be thankful in the good times and the bad times as well. And so I'm extremely grateful that things seem to be working out. And like I said, I'm very thankful for my daughter. Just that pregnancy was smooth, no issues. My wife didn't even use drugs. It was good, and just seeing her is the best part of the day. Any fathers who have daughters, man, you know how much you cherish them, and just what a huge responsibility it is, just as a father, to be an example to my daughter, and it's just it's a big responsibility that I have. So keep me in prayer, keep my wife in prayer, keep little Autumn in prayer. I try not to post her on social media too much, just because I don't want her face everywhere. But if you know me, and if I haven't sent you a picture, just like send me a message, and I'll be glad to send you a picture directly. But we are extremely happy to have her in our lives.